guys. So we went on the Cincinnati trip and got to do our appointments at the Cincinnati Children's Hospital, and that's what this video is going to be about, is all the information that we learned. But yeah, so the first day we had an ultrasound and an MRI, and thank God we didn't find any new problems. She does still have the cystic hygroma. I know I got a question on Instagram about how big it is, and it's hard for me to explain. I didn't get the measurements because we were able to see it so clearly. It basically just kind of looks like an extra fold of skin. You can definitely still see the fluid in it, but I'm gonna put a picture of it at the end of this video. No trigger warning yet. I'll tell you guys when it's coming. We did find out that she's actually measuring more towards where she's supposed to now. So we're 25 weeks and she's measuring about 1 pound and 14 ounces, which the last time we checked, she wasn't even a pound yet. So we're like really excited about that. So yeah, the second day we had that echocardiogram, which confirmed basically that she is gonna have to have heart surgery. She does have the coarctation of the aorta. I know I've explained this a little bit in other videos. Basically, your aorta is shaped like a candy cane. So it goes like this, and at the curve of that shape, hers kind of closes up. It's too narrow. So what's preventing her heart from stopping now because of that are these little like bridgeways. And I know my medical terms are wrong. This is just how I remember her explaining it to me. But anyway, while she's in utero, there are little bridgeways on her heart that let my body do the work for her heart. So what is basically gonna happen is when she's born, those bridgeways kind of go away. Not immediately, but within the first couple days. So what they'll do is as soon as she's born, they will hook her up to a medicine that keeps her heart going. And then they will wait for those bridgeways to kind of deteriorate, whatever, and they will see how severe the coarctation of the aorta is at that point and how much it's impacting the blood flow in her heart. And then at that point, they will make the plan as far as how they're gonna do the surgery. So the surgery is reconstructive surgery. They basically just kind of snip 2 ends of her aorta and put it back together where it's not closed up. Granted, everything I say in this video is based off the fact that everything goes the way it's supposed to. They did warn us several times that anything could happen, anything could go wrong, but if everything goes the way that they think it's going to, this is the plan. After the cardiologist appointment, we had a meeting with the genetics counselor who basically kind of told us all about Turner syndrome. We did get to ask them about Dustin's epilepsy and if that was going to affect her. They, obviously that's something we won't know until she gets here. Dustin's epilepsy isn't super severe though, so they didn't seem very worried about it. They explained to me that developmentally she should be pretty normal. As far as her learning ability, her social skills, all that stuff, she should, if anything is wrong with those things, or if any of those things are abnormal with her, it's not because of the Turner syndrome. If we're talking Turner syndrome specifically, everything should be kind of normal. The main things is that she will, just be shorter and smaller. It'll be difficult for her to build muscle mass. She'll just be tiny, that's all. There's all different outcomes for this. It affects everybody differently. So there's also 2 different kinds of Turner syndrome. There's the mosaic and then kind of like the full-blown Turner syndrome. So mosaic is where you only have the 1 X chromosome in a couple of cells in your body, and then the rest of your cells are normal. And then there's the full-blown Turner syndrome where you only have the 1 X chromosome throughout your whole body, or throughout all your cells. So then after that, we had the meeting with our doctor that's going to be delivering her, hopefully, the MFM doctor, and they kind of explained, her and our nurse, who I love so much, they kind of explained our plan. So it goes like this, and like I said, this is all based off the theory and expectation that everything's going to go the way that they imagine it going right now. So I'm going to be induced at 39 weeks. I expected to be induced earlier than that, considering we live 2 hours away. but totally understand why they can't do that. So they don't want to induce me any earlier than 39 weeks because they need her heart to be as big as it can be for that surgery to be as successful as it can be. As far as the rest of the delivery goes, basically it's normal. They said I shouldn't have any restrictions. So of course I have the same risks that any woman has when she gives birth. If the baby is breached, if something goes wrong, if oxygen is cut off, they will do a C-section. They would like for me to deliver naturally if I can, which I should be able to. So yeah, the plan is to go natural at 39 weeks, and I'll be able to like hold her, and Dustin will be able to hold her after she's born. Like I said, they'll put her immediately on that medicine to keep her heart going, but that shouldn't affect how we interact with her. And like I said, for a third time, this is all assuming that everything goes well and that she is in the same health that she is now. So that was good news for us, that we will be able to hold her and bond with her and get that skin to skin time before she goes in for the heart surgery, and really hopefully a couple days before she goes in for the heart surgery. They did say we'll be able to be fully involved with things like her first bath and changing her diaper and all that stuff. It's not going to be restricted for us. So after a couple days she'll have the heart surgery. The heart surgery takes about a week to recover from, but they did say they're going to keep her in the NICU for a month. There's a chance that she could have some blood issues. Everybody keeps asking me what I mean by that, and I gotta be honest, I totally forgot. Like I didn't write it down, and I totally forgot. But there's some kind of blood issue that she can have. They're gonna do a full panel blood test as soon as she's born, and they are actually gonna test her to see whether she has mosaic Turner syndrome or regular Turner syndrome, just because it can't hurt for us to know, and it'll kind of give us some foresight about her health in the future. So that's basically it, I think. The NICU that we're staying in with her is a cardiac specific NICU, so she's really just going to be monitored. She won't need to be in an incubator or anything like that as long as she comes when we expect her to. She'll be in kind of like an open crib setting. She'll just be hooked up to a bunch of wires and stuff. So I'm not going to be able to breastfeed her immediately. She will be fed through an IV leading up to the heart surgery, and then after the heart surgery they will give her a nose drip with what I've pumped. But I can't remember if it's because of the medicine or the surgery or the Turner syndrome. But because of something, her gut's gonna be kind of off for a couple of days, weeks, something like that. So I kind of have to ease her into the breast milk and to the amount of food she gets. I know 2 people asked me, I'm gonna cry, please. I know 2 people asked me how Dustin and I are doing personally with all of this. You are angels, you know who you are. I love you both. And I have to say we're doing a lot better. We're just a lot more relieved, I think. Obviously we're still completely stressed out and terrified because our baby has to have heart surgery in the first week of her life, and because we're going to be so far away from home. But overall we're a lot happier and a lot what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I don't want to say relieved again because I still feel kind of tense about it, but happier is got to be the word. I feel like I'm allowing myself to be excited about having a baby now. But yeah, so thank you for asking how we're doing. Dustin's doing well, as far as I know. Yeah, so I think the only thing that that's really eating away at me, at least, I have cried and cried and cried about it, and people are gonna be like, oh my gosh, suck it up. Like, you're a parent, this is what you have to do. And I totally get that. Is that I have to relocate to Cincinnati at 36 weeks, so 3 weeks prior to her being there, to me being induced and having her. I understand why they can't induce me earlier, but it sucks. I know Dustin's talking to his boss today to see if they're gonna allow him to have those 3 weeks off with me. We don't expect it, so if not, it'll be fine. We're just gonna have to figure it out. So we have family members that live up there, like a lot actually, and of course they're all amazing and offering to help, but the problem is that I have to quarantine. They were very strict and stern and drilled it into the ground that if I test positive for COVID or if Dustin tests positive for COVID, we will not be allowed to see Josie. Like, I will not be allowed to see her until after her heart surgery, probably 2 weeks after her heart surgery. And that's like best case scenario. And I cannot allow my first daughter, my first baby, who has already been through so much, who I have already been terrified of losing this whole time. I cannot allow her to go into surgery alone without me, without me there to comfort her before and after. So I just have to really make sure I don't get COVID. And they told me that in order to do that, I need to quarantine the second I get up there. Yeah, so having said that, obviously with COVID being a thing and me being a restaurant worker, I have been out of work since the beginning of March. I do have a job. I'm on FMLA, but I just can't work right now. I probably won't be able to go back to work until after she's born. Having said all that, we have started a donation fund. We know a lot of you guys have reached out to us and asked how you can help. I know when we were in the grieving stage, when we thought we were going to lose her, a lot of people wanted to send us, condolence gifts and stuff like that. And this is really where we need it. So I figured I would let you guys know. We're on GoFundMe. If you search /JosephineShindler, you will find it. It's called Josephine's Turner Syndrome Journey Fund. And we're on CashApp and also PayPal. I figured I'd give multiple outlets just because some of them do charge a donation fee, and then also just because I know not everybody has the same access to certain outlets as we do. So GoFundMe, Cash App, PayPal, I will provide the links for everything in the description below, but if you just search Josephine Shindler for any of those, that's what they're all under. All of the funds are going to go to, all of the donations I should say, are going to go to housing and food costs, just anything we have to pay for up front while we relocate to Cincinnati. And then anything that we raise extra, which would be insane. We really don't even expect anything. But if for some reason you guys get, a miracle going and we raise more money than we need, it will all go towards Josephine's medical bills and her NICU stay and stuff like that. But yeah, we really appreciate it. I know people want to help and we would love to accept your help, and this is really what we're going to need it. Like I said, just all the upfront costs of staying 2 hours away from home. Yeah, so we would really appreciate it if you just visit. Even if you can't donate, if you could share it on your Facebook page or your Instagrams or something, we would really, every dollar counts, literally. I'm sure everybody says that when they're asking for donations, but we're positive. We know we're so blessed to be able to go to Cincinnati Children's and to have the means to be up there no matter what. And to have our daughter be with us and be healthy. So we are super thankful for all of your thoughts and prayers, for all of the supportive messages that you send us. And this is where we're at. That's it. That's Josephine's plan. So we're starting the countdown to 39 weeks. I know it's basically full term, but we're just happy to know that. I get her 1 week early if she doesn't come any sooner than that. So I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please visit # Turner Syndrome Awareness on Instagram. Visit the Turner Syndrome Facebook page. Visit turnersyndrome.org to get more information and to see other people's stories and what they've been through. And follow our Instagram @JordanShindler for weekly updates, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can see when I update you guys. But yeah, I really appreciate it, as always, and yeah, I'm going to show that picture now. So if you're wanting to see the cystic hygroma, you'll be able to see very clearly the shape of the baby. Her head's at the top, her feet are at the bottom. She's kind of it's a profile of her. I'm going to show that now. Thank you guys. Trigger warning, again, cut this video off if you don't like seeing pictures of unborn babies. It's just an MRI. It's in black and white, but I understand that some people don't want to see that. So, all right, I love you guys. Please, go check out our donation pages and share them if you can. We love you all and appreciate you all, and I just can't say that enough. My husband feels the same way. I know he's not in all these videos, but he's working hard for our family. So, yeah, love you all. You guys, so this is where you can kind of see the cystic hygroma. If you can see where her left hand is under her chin, the hygroma is there on the back of her head. Don't worry, I know it can look a little scary, but when she comes out, it really will just look like a fold of skin, and she will look like a normal baby other than that.